gives you the perfect answer that I'm just about to give you.
Okay.
You know what? Rigathi Gachagua, just as Ochieng Sankara, is a Kenyan citizen entitled to his opinions, politically or whichever direction, is entitled to his opinions. And I would rather say his utterances must be treated as a mere individual opinion, which is entitled to.
Okay.
Yes, that is not the coalition position, because Kenya Kwanza is a coalition of equals and of persons who are brought together because of shared ideologies.
Right.
No one is superior than the other in that coalition.
Okay.
So I believe Rigathi Gachagua was just speaking as a, as a, how do we call it, as a mere politician, and also as someone who is feeling some heat of political discussions. Yes, that is his position as an individual. The Kenya Kwanza coalition has not spoken. The coalition is headed by 3 renowned principals. Dr. William Ruto, His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, and Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula.
All right. Now, these are the 3 the 3 principles of the Kenya Kwanza coalition. When it comes to the question of the running mate, because it is a question that has been debated for quite a while in this country, and every other person says when you are discussing a running mate, whichever side of the divide you come from, you have to be discussing a running mate from Mount Kenya. Now, the 3 principles, none of them is from Mount Kenya. The two of the principals from Kenya Kwanza are from Western Kenya, and the deputy president is from Rift Valley. Taking what Gachagua has said, that the deputy president, or rather a running mate, has to be coming from the Mount Kenya region, where then does that place ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi and also Moses Wetangula? Well,
I will still repeat myself that Rigathi Gachagua, I mean, where does he sit in the Kenya Kwanza coalition? Okay. He is just an adherent to that coalition, with the title of an MP. Just a moment. Yeah. Kenya Kwanza is a coalition of equals. People who came together because of shared ideologies, not because of positions. So I don't feel like it is a matter of concern who is going to, after all, who is going to be the running mate. Okay. Tell me, which coalition has come up with its running mate? None.
We haven't
and
seen.
As ANC, I respond to your question. Okay. Our position is that we are equal partners in Kenya Kwanza. No one is superior or inferior as compared to the other. Okay. And our position is rightfully ours. And our interest will be well taken care of because ANC is a structured institution. Right. We under the leadership of one His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi. Therefore, the directions and communications pertaining matters coalition will come at the right time when the right fully placed persons give that communication. Okay. When I talk of rightful persons, I don't refer to Rigathi Gachagua. He is not rightfully positioned to speak on behalf of the coalition.
When it comes to discussing the running mate for the deputy president,
he is not entitled to that.
He will not be.
That is off his hooks. He is just trying to climb, but that is off his hooks, and we must disregard whatever he said. That was merely individual and purely individual. Okay. Thank you.
So then let's come back to just the formation of coalitions in the country right now, because it is away from now the Kenya Kwanza, just coming to now the One Kenya Alliance, the Azimio coalition, sorry, and also the Kenya Kwanza, just bringing them together, because a coalition question has been being debated every now and then. Why is it so important to be forming these coalitions, if at all individually, when they stand as they are now, they seem to be have holding ground quite very well?
Well, you know, a coalition is just a group of people. And now we are forming coalitions of political parties. We are even going to have coalition political parties. With the enactment of the 2021 Political Amendment Bill, political party coalitions, you know, they brought in some aspects of political parties coalitions, where several political parties are going to come together to form and present candidates as an independent political party candidate or as a coalition candidate. For an example, let me take, let's say, Kisumu County, where I come from. Let's say we are Kenya Kwanza adherents. And we have UDA and we have ANC and Ford Kenya. We are going for gubernatorial position. The UDA counterpart, we may, as Kenya Kwanza, front one gubernatorial aspirant, or we take an ANC gubernatorial aspirant in Kisumu. So coalitions are there. They will always be formed.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's come back to, not come back, but rather proceed. It's I'd like to touch on the Kenya Kwanza and the Oka coalition right now.
Yes.
Why do I keep saying Kenya Kwanza instead of Azimio? It is the Azimio
because
coalition.
it is the coalition of the moment.
All right.
A coalition driven by ideologies, not anger for positions.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the One Kenya Alliance, they wanted to go to, to join Azimio because during the NDCs, the Jubilee NDC and the ODM NDC, they publicly announced that they were in the Azimio coalition, and it is also a coalition in itself. But now we've seen that Moses Kuria recently said, okay, you want to go the One Kenya way, One Kenya Alliance wants to go the Azimio way, I will not be boarding that. What do you make of that?
Well, that brings the question of structured communication.
Okay.
Who is Moses Kuria in One Kenya Alliance? He is just a recently admitted partner. In fact, I think he was invited for the first meeting. And the other side, you see the Gideon Moi-led brigade saying they are joining Azimio. Well, that informs why we as ANC, we saw it from far. And under the leadership of His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, he saw it far that these people are agendarist-based organization with no clear progress or path or objective, what they want to achieve. And that's why we had to do away with them. We actually, One Kenya Alliance did not do away with us. We are the ones who did away with One Kenya Alliance. We just withdrew our support. Yes. And so that brings the issue here is structured communication. Everyone is speaking their opinions, but trying to do that in the fate of other people. And we don't have a problem with One Kenya Alliance joining Azimio, because all these people are marshalling up to battle against one formidable coalition, the Kenya Kwanza coalition, a coalition that is structured and formulated in a manner that is not relying on positions, on ethnic lines or ethnic balkanization. We are a coalition formed on ideologies, ideologies that are aimed at taking this country from the level it is today, preferably bad, to a better position. Okay.
Now you keep saying it is a coalition formed on ideologies and not positions. Then if we go back to the discussion of what you would want in that particular, as ANC, because you have to get something as ANC itself, in that coalition, there is something that you have to get from there. You want to tell me that it's not even a running mate position that you will be...
Our government is very big, and we are not there. We are equal partners. So you wait, we form the government, and then you see where we belong.
Okay.
Yes, but definitely, by underlining the word equal partners, we have a share in that coalition, a bigger one, in fact, equal to that of any other partner that we have. And therefore, we have a stake in that coalition, and our position will rightfully remain ours.
Okay.
Yes.
So, no, a deputy president then?
The coalition, I don't sit at the table where coalition positions are going to be mentioned. As a lieutenant to Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, we take directions from him. We will get the communications from the right people within the same coalition. As of today, why do you think, why are you just suggesting a running mate position for us as ANC? I've kept on telling you that we are equal partners. We equally qualify for any other thing.
So
which
you
I
could
will not
actually be
mention.
the flag bearer. You could actually.
It is possible. We are equal partners, and we are not even mentioning that because we don't have the powers to do that.
Okay.
We are waiting for a structured communication that will bring all the three principles that will unanimously agree to take a particular direction that will aim at bringing or enhancing cohesivity that we all anticipate as the people of Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we have close to less than 6 months or 5 months to the general elections. Let's look at how we plan to achieve, or rather how your coalition plans to achieve a flag bearer. How do you plan to go about it to just make sure that this is the right person that we've decided on?
Well, then that must...
So because you say...
You should tell me the metrics of arriving at a perfect running mate. Then I tell you, fine, this is the direction we're going to take.
Now, what is happening in the country currently? When we speak of a running mate, they're looking at which side especially is not feeling represented in the government and has the numbers. So we want to amass those numbers.
How many communities do we have in Kenya?
43.
There are 43 actually, include the Indian community.
Okay.
Now, if everyone is to has to go with the assumption of my community being represented, we are not going to elect communities. We want to elect people that resonate with the entire, because let me tell you, the entire nation and their interest. Whatever challenge that I'm going through here in Nairobi, when it comes to matters security, political dimensions and even economic situations, that is not different from the same condition a young person of my age is going through in Kisumu. A young person of my age is undergoing the same in Mombasa. So we are not talking about communities. We are moving towards a direction whereby Kenyans are no longer going to elect people because of Mutu Wetu narrative, but because that person is qualified to hold that office, to uphold the constitution and the dignity that comes with that office. It is not about of which community.
But we are a country that has
Don't
actually
we
been
have
voting on
devolution?
tribal lands. Huh?
Don't we have devolution?
We
It
do.
is a matter of fact that not every community will produce the presidency and the running mate. But it is a matter of fact that every county has devolved government with their own, from gubernatorial seat to the MCS seat. Is that not enough? And that's why Musalia Mudavadi sat on the committee that drew the structures of devolution before the 2010 constitution was promulgated that gave birth to the devolved government that we are having today. It was to take care of such aspects. How do that common person feel represented when their community cannot produce a running mate? He or she will feel represented because he or she has a governor from his or her own region. They have a deputy governor. They have a women rep. They have an MCA. And is that not enough?
So what I'm trying to get, let me, because from how you're arguing, then we kind of dismissing that the debate that has been going on, that a running mate for either coalition has to be coming from the Mount Kenya region.
Where is it written that a running mate must come from Mount Kenya?
It's not written anywhere, but
why must you think of that?
Looking
Why
at
must you think of
looking
it
at the
make
numbers,
it...
and the Mount Kenya region is being argued that it has never failed to produce a presidential candidate in any elections.
I don't want to take the conversation to that direction, because I'll be contradicting my initial pronouncements. I've just said that the initial aim of devolution was to make the common person feel represented. It is a matter of fact that not every community, after all, the presidency is only one, it is an office that is headed by one person. The office of the deputy presidency or president is also an office or an institution headed by one person. But here comes a case where we have 43 communities or tribes, rather, let me call it. How are we going to arrive at a position that everyone feels represented and part of the government of the day, at the same time service delivery is not affected? That is why we had devolution. So I believe experts who have knowledge about coalitions and political parties formulations will sit. And this is now on behalf of Kenya Kwanza. They will put each and every factor into consideration, especially the ones that will propel us towards winning over the presidency come August 9th this year. They will take care of everything, and they will put into consideration everything, and they will give us the right person that we know we will marshal to the presidency.
Okay.
And that person will come along with the deputy, or is or a deputy. Yes.
I want to bring you to something controversial I read during the week, whereby David Murathe, as a Jubilee member of the Jubilee Party, he said, mark this tweet, and I quote him, that Musalia Mudavadi is going to be a deputy prime minister, and Moses Wetangula is going to be a speaker in the Senate. From where you sit, would you feel like probably that tweet communicates something? Because he says there's nothing coincident, there's nothing like coincidence in when it comes to matters, you know, politics. Things happen because they've been arranged.
Murathe is another individual who survives on intimidations and threats that never manifest. He should have told you or the people of Kenya that it is because of based on this and that assumption, we will have ABCD. You don't just wake up and tell us that. You know what? We know constitutionally, if I say today that President Uhuru Kenyatta will have to retire and that office must remain vacant on 9th August. If asked, why are you saying that? Constitutionally, he is mandated to serve only 2 terms. Is that not factual? So, what did Murathe bring on board to support his statement? It's a mere, you know, I have said and I would repeat, Murathe is one Kenyan who survives on intimidations and threats, misguidance and, you know, politically misguided thoughts. And he always exudes confidence while speaking such. That's not the case. I don't foresee such a thing coming, under which, you know, currently we don't have the position of Prime Minister in the Constitution. That must inform you the height of ignorance in Murathe and his tweets. Yes, he is not cognizant of the fact that the Constitution has no space for a Prime Minister. We only have a president, a deputy president, cabinet secretaries, MPs, women rep, and etc.
No, he seems probably very sure that his side of the coalition is going to be forming the next government, and when they do that, they may be making positions for some of the people, like just I mentioned, Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula. So if that is the case, then what could be the issue, or rather, what is it that these two are doing in the Kenya Kwanza coalition?
Why are you trying to make me concede defeat before elections? We are not conceding defeat because we are going to win.
Yeah, so
and we don't see any, you know, by the way, Murathe is banking on a wet sand to construct a mansion. I mean, how do you call it? A skyscraper. The very, very day. He is banking on BBI, which died some time back and was placed where it belongs by the courts of justice of the Republic of Kenya. So I fail to understand. I'm trying to think, and in fact, I'm tasking my brain very hard. Why would Murathe say this? And all the answers are, I'm being told, the thought is null and void. It is non-existent. Yes. Murathe is just talking out of political euphoria. You know, most of politicians, it seems too near, but very far from reality. They think they have formed the government. You must ask yourself, what does it take to form? Laid the structures in place, the mechanisms in place, they are all meant to define what a government formation looks like. And that's something I may not see from the other side. Yes. So
let's look at that before I take a break here. What you see from your side in terms of the structures that you put in place to just ensure that it propels you to the to government, and what this other side is doing that you feel like now this one they are failing big time.
If Murathe is banking on BBI, whose life was put short or cut short by the Court of Appeal and the High Court, do you still have a government? Is for the people, is formed by the people, for the people, and it must be led by the people. The people-centered government, they are the ones to form it. So with them, I don't believe they are much pro-people.
Okay.
Their recent packaging does not reflect banking on the people of Kenya to form the next government. It seems they are well prepared to use any other avenue. You know, ndio maana sisi tunasema kila kitu ni bora in ANC, not bora uchaguzi. Uchaguzi bora ndio tutakuwa na uchumi bora. Yes. Those people, whatever they are doing, and I would repeat, it seems they've lost hope in the people of Kenya, and they are relying on other undefined modalities to clinch power. And we, the people of Kenya Kwanza, we put Kenyans first. We believe in the people of Kenya. And pursuant to the provisions of the 2010 Constitution, Article 1:1 says, the sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. Okay. And it shall be exercised in a manner consistent with the same Constitution. That is, directly or indirectly. They will exercise it indirectly on 9th August to install democratically, lawfully, peacefully the next government.
All right, that is Kennedy Sankara. We are taking a short break here on the bottom line. When we come back, we'll be looking at the making of the Grand Coalition at the Kasarani and also KICC during the weekend. Did that, by some any way, shake the ground in the Kenya Kwanza coalition? Did an earthquake actually occur? If I may, we'll be coming back with Kennedy Sankara. For that, don't go too far. This is the bottom line.
Grow your business, broadcast your sermon, share birthday wishes, make funeral announcements, produce adverts and documentaries, then book and advertise with us today by calling us on +254 700 893 542
700 893 542
or email us on sales@luke-up.tv.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile and having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
Where are my flowers? A title deed?
Buy a plot of land in any of Optimum's projects today and enjoy guaranteed cashback during this month of love. For every 390,000 shillings that you spend as deposit or installment, you get 12k cashback to spoil your loved one this February. Maua ni ploti.
On a new busy morning, start your day with positivity and vibrance. Look Up TV is here.
Shida sio katiba.
With the hottest, insightful, trendy, and entertaining breakfast, drifting you from the normal.
Join me, Anki Doris Umbat, for the morning drift. This is the all-new Look Up TV.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now. Now.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on The Bottom Line. My name is Brian Amwai once again, and you can remember you can be part of this discussion by contacting us on our social media handles at Amwai Brian on Twitter at LookUpTV. The hashtag is The Bottom Line. In studio, I have Kennedy Sankara, National Youth Leader, ANC. What are we talking about? Coalitions formation dilemma here in the country. We've been having tiffs left, right, and center. So what does that mean for each side? Now, thank you so much again. I welcome you after this break. Now, before we went for a break, we're just talking at the formation of these coalitions and what they mean, and also the Kenya Kwanza and the One Kenya Alliance, and also the matters of just looking at who could actually be the deputy. But let's go back to what happened this weekend, just the hits and misses of the Azimio and also the One Kenya Alliance, because they were to come together. They were to sign a deal today. That did not happen. From where you sit, what do you think could have happened, and what is it that is holding them back? Because now this is the dilemma that all these parties are facing.
Well, I have to tell you that Azimio la Umoja and One Kenya Alliance are political coalitions comprised of individuals who are so selfish about maintaining their regional kingpinship. People who are so much concerned about the positions they are going to hold as individuals and not what fair share their communities will get from their political formations. Why would it take them that long to get to a consensus? It is because everyone wants that super top layer of that soup. Now everyone is scrambling for the top soup. The cook has to close to reintroduce the lid to cover the soup so that they decide who is going to take the top layer. It is about them, you know, when in high school, everyone liked the top layer because it was nice. So the advantages that comes with the top layer, they want monopoly, they want always to be, you know, the law unto themselves. They don't believe in democracy. So they will bargain. And I want to tell you, take it from me. That's why we excused the One Kenya Alliance to go and reform and embrace a political ideology that can be sold to political engineers and think tanks like Musalia Mudavadi. Not a group of people who are just after every meeting. Look at One Kenya Alliance. Is there something substantial or substantive that they've done? It is meeting after meeting. They're discussing who is going to hold that seat, who is going to take that position, and not how will Kenyans benefit from this formation. So it is a coalition of selfish individuals who are ambitious with positions, who want to take the country into, the leadership of this country, who want to define the leadership of this country in the line of ethnic polarization. That is not the case with Kenya Kwanza.
You've just termed them as people who are meeting with no clear direction to where they are going, and that is the One Kenya Alliance.
They were to meet One Kenya Alliance, dubbed One Kenya Alliance as Azimio la Umoja. They were to do a grand rally over the weekend. What happened? They are still they disagreed, and they are still not in terms with each other on who is going to hold which position. Those seats are only two, the president and the deputy president. So imagine Raila wants to be president, Kalonzo wants to be president, the other one, there are so many, and they want to be in the same, the other one, they are in the same coalition, others are not joining and they are together. You want a group of confused characters. So
I know you did, when we were starting, you dismissed Moses Kuria as probably somebody who doesn't have voice or holds something substantial when it comes to just making decisions for the One Kenya Alliance and whether they join Azimio or not. But could his remarks probably have played a role in just them delaying this signing of this deal?
Well, I've told you these are people who are propositions. And look at Moses Kuria. He said, you know, Moses Kuria is a very controversial politician. He sat in a meeting with the One Kenya Alliance, the meeting circle. He became part of the identification mark, meeting after meeting. Then he dismisses a possibility of joining the coalition. Their leaders are supporting the other major coalition, the so-called major coalition. So that tells you that Moses Kuria is impact. Because today, Moses Kuria has always become bold or been bold on his support for the deputy president and the Asla nation, as he calls it. And today you saw what happened the other day. So Moses Kuria is unpredictable, and I think
unpredictable to a point that he could actually be joining your coalition. What would you take for that?
Well, he is a Kenya Kwanza there, and maybe he's just trying to buy time to know, I mean, to study the political tides. But loyalty matters in politics. I would rather be hanged for loyalty than rewarded for betrayal. You stick firm to your decisions. If you want to join a political coalition, join, because it is everyone's political right under Article 38. You can join a coalition of your choice. You can join a political party of your choice. I don't need to rumor into someone's ear that, you know, I'm thinking of joining A and B. I will be very bold, like today. I'm an ANC member, a lieutenant to Musalia Mudavadi, and a partner or one of the supporters of the Kenya Kwanza coalition, because I am a bona fide member of ANC. I'm not hiding that. I'm not working with another political identification. I am an ANC member. Yeah, and my registration number starts with ANCP 042, where I come from.
All right, and you mentioned something. I'd like to get to that before we get back to our discussion. You say you should, in politics, loyalty does matter. And when you're somebody who is principled and you stand by what you say, then you should be doing that to the end. But politics at times is unpredictable, just like your party leader. There's a time he was quoted saying that he will never be forming coalitions with, or rather join the Deputy President William Ruto. But now it's a different kind of game. So what does that speak of him then?
That speaks of the dynamism in politics. It is dynamism in this aspect. What, you know, the question of today informs the decision I make today. Look at Kenya Kwanza Alliance or coalition. The coalition is composed of individuals who are pro-economic emancipation. They are not, I've said here and everywhere, that Kenya is not in need of a political liberator. We need an economic liberator. It is only in Kenya Kwanza. It is only Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and Dr. William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza Alliance that speaks of a reasonable economic resuscitation strategy that informs the decision as to why Honorable Musalia Mudavadi is working with the Deputy President, and they are equal partners in the same political vehicle, the Kenya Kwanza coalition. Yes.
All right, let's look at what that announcement by President Uhuru Kenyatta in terms of just announcing that by this time round, I'm in the Azimio coalition and I'm supporting ODM party leader Raila Odinga for the presidency. Was that in any way injure the inroads that you'd made as a coalition probably in Kenya and just during the campaigns and also in the Mount Kenya region?
We are not intimidated. In fact, we are very well aware. You know, history repeats itself. In 2002, Raila Odinga said it is Moi's constitutional right to support Uhuru Kenyatta for presidency, but not to impose him on the people of Kenya. After all, we've had these conversations that the president is the president and an individual at the same time. The president has accepted that on August 8th or on 9th August 2022 is going to be an ordinary citizen. And by so saying, he has started practicing entitlements that are made for ordinary people. It is his constitutional right to back whichever candidate he feels is right. But my individual thoughts that the presidency is a symbol of unity, national unity, and the presidency stands for everyone. It is his constitutional right as an individual, but is still serving under the office of the presidency. It is by virtue of office that he stays neutral until he exits power. But because he has decided to practice what he would do after 2022, I mean, where's the problem? Let him do it. Let him support, because, you know, democratic elections, it is one man, one vote. So Uhuru only has one vote. Then when he votes the other side, he will vote in as President Uhuru Kenyatta, the outgoing president. It is one man, one vote. No problem with that.
Your principles have been, you know, during the campaigns, just telling him before he actually made that declaration, telling him not to do that because it will injure his legacy as a president. What will you say, probably, from where you sit?
Well, I've said the presidency is a symbol of national unity. This is a political contest between fellow Kenyans. It stands for all of us, not for some of us. Therefore, taking sides translates to division, in as much as he has his constitutional rights as a president-elect or as a Kenyan citizen. Yes. So we are just trying to caution the president that in the likely event that things may turn the opposite, then you don't have anywhere to be blamed. You are as neutral as the name neutral sounds.
Okay. Could it have been probably you feared what kind of damage that would have for you as a coalition in just the campaigns that you've made in the region that backs him so much?
As Kenya Kwanza, we don't fear. We are only acting cautiously. We are only cautious. We don't fear. Fear is not our portion. We only try to act in a logical manner. Yes, and I've explained the reason as to why we were trying to caution the president, because as we are working cautiously, we are also cautioning the president as his supporters, his people. He is our king today. He is the head of the state. When we see that the president is likely to make a dangerous move, then it is our responsibility as patriotic citizens to call the president to the right direction. So we are not intimidated. We are very okay, and we're only trying to help our father. For me, I'll call him a father. He's the age mate of my dad.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get back to, you know, this side that you belong to. Now that is the Kenya Kwanza, and just the coalition itself. And you repeatedly say that we are not here because of positions. We are here because of ideologies, but also later on, when the government is being formed, then there'll have to be something that you guys get. I'd like to understand, from where you sit, if you went to bargain on this table and you wanted something in return, what would it be? What would ANC actually stand for and say, by the way, as ANC, we are strong in this, and we would want something equal to this or this?
As ANC, we will only bargain for a fair share. We are equal partners. No one is entitled to anything.
What to you then is an equal share?
A fair share? In fact, I talked of a fair share, not even an equal share.
A fair share.
A fair share is what the people of Kisumu that I represent will benefit from that government. The people of Kenya, all over the country, will feel that their interest is well taken care of. First, this is a political contest. You first get to leadership through that position, then after we form the government. So I told you earlier that after forming the government, there are structured institutions in place that are going to look into it, who is going to flag, raise our flags higher when it comes, or hoist our one Kenya, Kenya Kwanza who is going to hoist our Kenya Kwanza flag come August 9th. It is from that discussion or dimension that we are going to see who is going to do what when, because we are equal partners. No one is entitled for or to anything. We only entitled to a fair share, but not to any position. We will pick what the committee. That committee is made of reasonable people, people with feelings, people with thoughts, people who take divergent political opinion and sieve them for a better Kenya. The Kenya Kwanza coalition.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So then in terms of coming to this decision, and the question of the running mate, I think I'll just have to get back to that, because I feel it requires a lot of debate for either side and for your side too, because as much as we want to dismiss what the Mount Kenya region will want as a share in the UDA party and just the Kenya Kwanza coalition, we can't really just do away with them because they do not have a principle in your coalition. Then where does that place them in terms of because before you, ANC, and also Ford Kenya joined, there's UDA and the people from Mount Kenya region, the leaders from the Mount Kenya region who believed you were going with Ruto all the way. Then when you guys came, I think there's a little bit of a sabu that was actually,
So let me ask you something. If you have to go by the question of principles present, we are trying to demystify regional kingpinship, a political formation that has existed since the Legislative Council nominations in the early 1920s. Actually, Legislative Council representation is the foundation of ethnic politics in the country. People were appointed based on ethnic representation.
Right.
But we have devolution. We have a whole county, a whole government under your doorstep. At your doorstep. Do we really need to have a regional kingpin to ensure that things are delivered in Kisumu? If the people of Kisumu have elected a governor, the people of Kisumu have elected a senator, and all those people in elective positions, definitely no.
Okay. We are, as we wind up on this one, you believe from where you sit that you're going to form the next government, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And everything you've done has been for the interest of the people?
Of Kenya.
Of Kenya. That's
to elevate them from the current strangulating economic situation to a better economic situation. Now, an economic situation where you, as an individual, you can get access to afya bora. You can get access to elimu bora from the ANC quarter. You can get access to huduma bora. Everything is gonna be bora. Uchumi bora. Na pesa iwe mfukoni.
Okay, uchumi bora, pesa iwe mfukoni. Thank you so much, Kennedy Sankara, for making time for us here on The Bottom Line and just looking at coalition formation dilemma. You've dismissed quite a number of leaders who feel like on the ground they really do have a say when it comes to which side, or rather which side their coalition should actually go. You've dismissed that, and
you should let, if Mount Kenya is composed of several leaders who I believe are members of the Kenya Kwanza coalition. So if you find one person who wants to speak and he has not been appointed the official spokesperson from that region, that informs the question of in whose capacity are you speaking. Rigathi Gachagua spoke on an individual capacity as a Kenyan who can give his political opinions and views the same way I'm giving. That doesn't mean that the region has spoken, because we have people, very many people from Mount Kenya. But we also have numbers in the Lakeside region. It's like banking on Homa Bay County and forgetting about the headquarters of Nyanza region, Kisumu County, and forgetting Migori. We have to sieve through who is speaking from Kisumu, who is speaking from Homa Bay, who is speaking from Migori, and how well do they mean in their sayings.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are not going to answer anything to that, because if we continue, then we might not finish tonight. I really have to appreciate your time. This has been The Bottom Line. My name is Brian Amwai. Our guest tonight was Kennedy Sankara, National Youth Leader, ANC Party. And for now, from us here, we say good night. Have yourselves a lovely night.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you.